You're all right. Time for another crypto update. Starting off the good old total market cap. Currently, we are at 1.94. Specifically, we're still in this 886, 786 region, slightly under 2 trillion. I'm gonna bring the indicators up real quick. We are on a daily time frame right now, and we yesterday's candle closed under the 50 moving average, but as you can see, this current candle is bullish and prices uptrending, and it looks like it's trying to break our last previous smaller little high we had right here at what is this, 2.05. I'm gonna hide everything so we can visually see, so there's no distractions. So all we have had right after this big giant retracement down, we've had an impulse back up around 38%. Okay, and to me personally, I do not think this was strong enough to hold and sustain itself that will allow it to maintain the strength that's needed to continue higher. Specifically, I was waiting, let's bring everything back on. I was waiting for price to give us some type of retracement back down to this quarterly low. The quarterly low is, if I go to the higher time frame, meaning the weekly, this quarterly low was right here. This was our last intraday low. So from September to 20th, when it had this minor pullback before the next high, I'm expecting price to do something like that again, give an impulse and then hold at this quarterly low level right here. So let's stay with one thing at a time. We're going to go back to the daily time frame. And what I was trying to explain was we had a bullish impulse, right? Let me leave my indicators on. We had a bullish impulse, and then I was expecting a retracement back down into the quarterly low. And I'm still really expecting a retracement back down to 1.76, because this is where, in my opinion, we need to hold if we're going to continue higher. If not, then it's going to break back down and break back down. So where we are right now in time is extremely important for me and my analysis, because it's the 50 moving average in a daily time frame. The last time we were at the 50 moving average, we were up here, right? We were up here. False breakout, false breakout. Is this going to be another false breakout? I left a note, you know what I'm saying? Watch how price holds above here. It didn't hold. The last time I made that chart, last time I made that message was the last time price is up there. It immediately fell back down. So we can see that price is not trying to hold. And even I went to the 4-hour time frame and I said, oh, I didn't draw it on this chart. But I said I wanted the price to come back down here to this circle before we come up higher. So I'm actually going to leave this here because I don't see price breaking up too much higher above here. But it's, you know what I'm saying, we got to wait until. If it does, the next thing we're waiting for is I'm actually going to close out this fib because I don't really see that happening like that. I'm actually going to take that off, and this off, and this circle. Kind of want to make sure that the chart stays clean as we move forward and there's not too many things on the chart, because there will become a time where there's just so much stuff on the chart. You're like, what? I accidentally just moved my mic, my bad. So this is what I like. We're just gonna leave this for right now. And specifically, this is allowing us to visually see how price is going to hold this level right here. This 1.96 is where we're averaging out at. We need price to average up above 2.0 trillion. We need to see price hold above 2.0 trillion. That's really what I'm waiting on. Even if we continue to just have price come up here and test this 50 moving average, which I expect it to do more and more as we gain more bullish strength. But before I can personally buy into the market, I need a strong impulse to hold itself. This impulse is not strong enough for me to buy off of. If it was, it would have came back down here. So it looks like this bullish impulse is actually still continuing. If I go to a weekly time frame, let's hide everything again. If I go to a weekly time frame, this could just be one big giant bullish move. If I go to the even higher, to the monthly time frame, this is just one candle. You know what I'm saying? This is just one count of one thing. So there's always the ability that this can just keep going on the daily time frame and keep going and going and going. That might be what it does, because this doesn't look like it's strong enough to me to even make a move into the market. So let's keep moving down. Let's go down to Bitcoin now. Bitcoin, very similar. We're at 42K, 42,750. I wanted to see how price was going to hold above 42,750. As we can see, price didn't stay above long. We're still in the daily time frame. We can see we had Let's get an arrow here. Let's get an arrow here. We can see our last bullish candle that closed was here. And this was around that 42,750, 44,000 to be exact. And then if you look at this yellow EMA, let's hide the indicators. Actually, let's hide the drawings. If you look at how this yellow fill is placed, these are certain moving averages and they're an intraday trend. So this orange and yellow trend is showing you a visual representation that price is retracing back up. Okay, it's giving you a strong enough bullish retracement. Something like this. All right, something like this back up. And for Bitcoin and Ethereum, since they're the top dogs, the market's not gonna just sit back and just continue to fall. The bulls are gonna step into the market. Specifically, this last candle right here was our first or our second bullish candle closure above the 50 moving average. If I remove this circle right here and I put a blue arrow marking this candle and this candle, and I go to a lower time frame, let's say the 4-hour time frame, you can see that now price is beginning to make a floor, not necessarily a support, but a floor. So I was trying to see price always give you, you know what I'm saying, 30 to 50% pullback. That's where this blue box is right here. Let me try to hide my indicators. So I wanted to see price come back down to this blue box, down into this region. Same thing that I was looking at for the total market cap, right? Giving me a slider retracing back down. Here's Bitcoin again, but it's holding, right? If it's gonna hold this level, shoot, let it hold. Let it hold. But I still want to see it come back and test this low. It definitely, for me, it's got to come back and test this low. So I'm gonna see if this floor will hold. Pretty much trying to see if price is going to hold this floor, hold this level, and be able to sustain itself. Because if not, it's going to continue to fall back down. So we wanted it to test. We don't want it to just keep floating up, and get away from us. We wanted to test the level. So for me, I'm not entering into the market. If I were to be entering into the market, this last candle would have been the signaling candle. And what I mean by signaling candle, this is once again the second candle that closed above the 50 moving average. So from a 50 moving average standpoint on a daily time frame, we're now trending bullish. Now, just because we're trending bullish doesn't mean we're in a bullish structured overall trend. We're still definitely in an overall bearish trend and has some more important key levels it needs to break, in my opinion. We need to see, let me hide my drawings and both my indicators. We need to just give it a flat rate. We just need to get over 50K. We get over 50K, then we can start to hold and do certain things. But me personally, I love how we held this 36,000 down here, coming off the extensions and some other things, but it held this purple zone perfectly holding this purple zone. Now I'm actually going to turn this purple zone from this previous low, which is this 786,886. This 786,886 off this low right here needs to turn back into support. Right now it's acting as a overhead resistance, and not completely, because price is still bullishly holding up here. But until we get daily closures above here, then I'm not really too interested to entering off this signal, because remember the first thing was the signal off the 50 moving average, which is just averaging halfway, 50%, and I want to see price hold this trend pretty much. So let's clean up the chart a little bit. Let's actually delete this arrow. Let's delete this actually I'm gonna leave on this ABC. Let's point it out. Price did this is all this is. It's just two impulses. I'll actually draw those impulse arrows back on a lower time frame. We had our first bullish impulse here, and then we had our second one here. And all I'm going to do is actually just duplicate it and take this and duplicate it up. Now, as you can see, price is extending a little bit over, but it's struggling. It's struggling to finish the impulse because it finished the ABC sequence. So now we need to see how price reacts in that red box that's up here. Same from the last video I dropped. Price needs to react in this red box, and we ultimately just need to see how price reacts in this zone. So let's give it a number. Let's give it, was that 48? Like 48. Yeah, let's round that joker up to 48. 48K. Okay. You want to see price break that 48K. Is it going to continue to act as overhead resistance, or what is it going to do? So that is Bitcoin. Not too much of a difference, but I want to continue to say that these closures over the 50 moving average on the daily time frame is huge. Once again, this was the total market cap. Actually, the total market cap is setting up for a bullish move. This is definitely, to me, it looks like it's going to continue higher. But once it continues higher, it definitely needs to come back and test the level. This right here was not a strong enough test. And let me explain why. I don't think I explained why. If we were to, let me go to a blank chart real quick. Let me go to the total market cap. All right, and let me just delete everything real quick. If we were to go to the total market cap, when we were to delete everything off the screen, and we were to go to the 4-hour time frame, right, I'm gonna just delete everything, right? I'm on the total market cap on a 4-hour time frame, and if we were to measure this bullish move from the low to the high, all I'm doing is measuring this bullish impulse that happened right here. If we were to measure this bullish impulse, look, that price barely even retraced 30%. It barely retraced 20%. If you understand what I'm saying. Actually, I have specific fibs that do this for me. Bam. There we go. Okay. So actually, let's do it like this and extend it back that way. Okay, so boom. So now you can see that price barely even retraced down here. 30%. It barely retraced 30%. It actually, the buyers were so strong that price immediately engulfed it right back up, and then price started consolidated again. consolidating. This is not trending. This isn't even healthy in my opinion. This is not something you want to be in. So when I come back to this chart, and there's a lot more things on the chart for you to see, pretty much once again, you just need price to get above this purple zone right here, man. That's all we're waiting on. Total market cap. When the total market cap to me shows the strength, that the momentum is back in, the heavy buyers are back in, trends are strong, back on that crypto wave, then I'm going to implement myself back into the market. But right now it's not. It's showing the strength. This is exactly what we need to see, and the strength is holding. But now I want to see it come back and retest, like I was saying. So let's continue forward. Let's go to Ethereum now. Come back up to the daily time frame. Ethereum, the same thing as well. We got 2 candle closures above the 50 moving average. This is our 3rd candle here. That looks like it's about to be an open and close. We have yet to have an open and close above the moving average. This candle right here on the total market cap was 1 candle, but for total market cap, Bitcoin and Ethereum, actually Bitcoin did, and then immediately shut back down. So this trend, like I said, there's a trend here for sure. A smaller time frame bullish trend for sure. But is it going to hold? I know I'm jumping all over the charts. Let me come back to Ethereum, right? On Ethereum on the 4-hour time frame, specifically, same thing. We want to see how this ABC sequence is going to hold. This is a different ABC. This isn't. I'm not even going to. No, I'm not going to get. If we were to measure that same type of retracement on a Ethereum, excuse me, we can see that price once again barely even retraced 30%. This retracement right here, right in here, barely hit 30%. So the fact that it hit barely 30% tells me 2 things. The bullish trend is either so strong that it didn't even want to come down into these areas to test these lows again. It's so strong that it's just continuing to move and move higher. So if it's going to continue to move and move higher, then I need it to continue to move higher and higher into my support or resistance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to Bitcoin right here, and I'm actually going to copy this. I'm going to go back to Ethereum, and I'm going to paste that same type of bar on the Ethereum chart, so we're all on the same page, and then showing, you know, what we're looking for. And that's pretty much it. I'm actually going to not wait too long between our next video, because now we're getting some more important steps, more important key things. Need to start reacting and being more informative on the chart. Here's Solana here. So I got some pretty interesting levels here on Solana. Let's hide some things. All right. Solana, right? Solana. The main thing, I zoom all the way out, starting from 2021. Look at this huge, right? Huge. upside movement, all the way from $1 to 259. Ridiculous. And with that being said, the retracement has been so shallow, so slight, that can you even say that there's really truly been a retracement? And what I mean by that, do you think, or is there a possibility that it could come lower? Of course. Of course there's a possibility. Now you have to ask yourself, are you willing to bet against the bears or the buys? Are you going to bet with the buyers or are you going to bet with the sellers? Me, I'm out of the market. I'm not doing anything. But I do have a personal opinion, and my opinion is that Solana is going to come lower into these extension levels. Specifically this 113 extension level. And what that is, let me explain what that is, because there's a lot on the chart, which there doesn't need to be. So I'm gonna take you and you off, and we're gonna take these lines off, so we can create some less confusion. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. So if we pay attention to this bullish impulse right here, that bullish impulse created this purple zone, this 886,786. That is where price is right now. Price is still in this first shallow retracement, and it's holding it perfectly. Like, it's crazy how it's holding this level. If Solana continues to hold this level and it does not break lower, it's not going to go lower. But it's too early, in my opinion, to say. I can't really say that with confirmation because I haven't gotten the confirmation to say it. The confirmation is the daily time frame, as always. But if you pay attention, Solana has been below the daily time frame. I mean, below the 50 moving average on the daily time frame since December 28th of 2021, and it has not even broken above this bearish trend. The last time it showed some type of bullish strength was last week, and it didn't even hold it. It immediately rejected back down. So that's showing me that there's no buyers in Solana. Now, the reason I have this arrow right here is because it is a crypto, and cryptos gain strength from other cryptos. So I do see Ethereum and Bitcoin impulsing just a little bit higher to test those sellers, to see how hard they really trying to sell at this level, and also to test those buyers to see if the market's really going to go up. So for me, I'm really don't even want to mark anything up on Solana because this is just so bearish. The bulls on here is just not where it needs to be, but I got my key levels marked, meaning I'm watching. I know what I need to see and where I need to see it. So just because I'm not actively in a currency or a crypto at this exact time doesn't mean I won't implement myself into the market at 105 on Solana into the future. Let's go for XRP. I'm actually going to skip over XRP and we're going to go to Loop Ring. Loop Ring, because of my homeboy Seeper. Yo, Loop Ring right now is also one of those coins that is holding the first minor leg. But we're not going to get into it. So I'm just going to say we're this big bullish impulsive move, right? I measured this move right here, and then price retraced 78, 88% in the purple box. In the purple box, specifically, my key level that I'm paying attention to is 95 cents. With 95 cents, that is my key level for right now on Loop Ring. I need price to continue to hold 95 cents. If I go to a higher time frame, to me, this just continues to look bearish and bearish and bearish, no matter what time frame I look to. On the weekly, this candle right here, this previous bearish candle, was a continuation off this big giant bearish trend right here. We got a bearish trend. You got this bearish trend followed by the retracement, and then followed by this bearish candle that is confirming this bearish trend. So now the current weekly candle we're on, if it does not break this previous high, meaning I'm going to go down to the daily time frame and take some things off the chart so we can all be on the same time. If price does not break this high this week, then Loop Ring is in trouble. I definitely see Loop Ring coming lower. Price needs to break this high right here. Let me put a note right here. Price. If price doesn't close above, what is this, 1.3? 1.3. Price doesn't close above 1.3 on the weekly, then expect expect deeper retrace. So pretty much if price does not close above 1.3, close above this high on a weekly time frame, meaning what's today, the 16th, Wednesday, Thursday on the trading day, we got 3 more days. If price doesn't close above, and then expect a bearish trend. Even if I were to go to the 4-hour time frame, same thing that we were looking for on Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? I wanted to see price come back down into this zone and still want to see it. I don't know why I delete that circle. We're going to put it back. I want to see the same thing for, actually, I was going to say loop ring already did it right here. Let me do a rewind tool. Okay, let me hide some things. Let me hide my indicators. Let me hide my drawings. Let's hide it like this. Okay, so notice how we're in this purple zone, right? We're in the purple zone, and as soon as price dropped below the purple box, it immediately just gained strength out of nowhere. Like it was what I'm on a 4-hour time frame. So price was down here for half a day, indecisive as what, I don't know what, and just left. Breaking the low of 64 cents and went right back to above $1. Didn't hesitate. Impulsers. Impulse back, impulse up, retracement back down. I drew a Fibonacci. I measured the move from this low to the high, and I drew this blue box measuring that sweet spot between the 50% and the 618. Notice what price did. It came to that 50% 618 and then immediately went back above our 50 moving average here, giving us our signal that the trend is now moving bullish. And then it tested that. It tested this 50 moving average, which is exactly what I wanted to see it do. And then it continued higher. But notice as soon as it continued higher, it immediately started rejecting back down again. And I left a note saying oh no, that's the note I just left. Okay, so you see how price retraced into the bullish move went straight into this red field. This red cloud is a visual representation of the resistance from the high that carried all the way up here. So from the high all the way to down here is where price finally met the resistance that carried it down to the downside. And then what did it do? It sat here and consolidated, and it's still consolidating. So we need to see price hold this same low. You know what I'm saying? I ultimately am not gonna lie. This does not look the most healthiest, as if it's going to just continue to the upside at a rapid pace, but it doesn't look strong enough to continue bearish either. So if it is going to continue bearish, it's just going to go over slow, which I believe the cryptos don't have time for that. Cryptos are on a time scale and they up and moving. So I expect to see some weird movement going on here. But the first things first, we just need to get back to this 50 moving average. So we can see right now prices at the 50 moving average is right here at 1.3, which is exactly where we're waiting to see. So our next level of interest, I was about to say entry, we're not entering into the market yet. Our next level of interest is 1.3. If it doesn't get to 1.3, 60 cents. So right now, just into this consolidation wave in between teeter-totter. Let's go look into the next coin, ADA. Now, ADA has been interesting. I may need to do my own personal research on this chart before I go over on a YouTube video. What's the note I have? The replication of the first impulse ends around $1. Watch the reaction here for the opportunity. So notice this is the reaction. This little, whatever you want to call it, that was the reaction. Now, let me ask you something. Does this look strong enough in comparison to the last time that price was over here? Or the first time that price came into the zone? Price was over here. This looks more like what we're doing right now. And then you had this phase. This phase right here. This where price just gained strength out of nowhere. Not out of nowhere. What did it do? It tested it. It tested it until it was ready to prove it was ready. So same thing over here. Right now we're in the weak side, baby. They ain't nothing here. Nothing here, darling. But I know the key level. I know the price range. I see the key structured. I see my zones. I see my levels, and I'm actively watching and anticipating. So until price breaks $1, I'm not really trying to enter into the market. I'm personally trying to get some lower ADA. We want to see it come into these extension zones. And I really don't expect it to last for long. It depends on how the overall crypto market moves. but I ultimately want to, what's the next key level? It'll be our -13 extension level, which is 91 cents. And then the one below that, 72 cents. So I'm gonna delete that 91 cents because it's so close to $1, and we want to see 72, and let's make it a quarter level. Let's go ahead and round that up to 75. So we want to see 75 cents, at least for me. And it doesn't have to stay down here for long. And I actually don't expect it to stay down here for long, especially how long it's consolidating. So the crypto market's got some big shoes to fill. Let's go to some different type of crypto markets. Let's go to Mana. Now Mana, here we are in a whole different type of crypto. We're still in the crypto space, but notice how strong this is. Actually, I'm gonna go to the 4-hour time frame because I believe I marked that same thing, right? That's crazy. Price came back down to 2.5 exactly, and then exceeded. And now I'm trying to delete this white arrow. There we go. And then I drew on a Fibonacci from the low down here all the way up into this high, and I pretty much wanted to see price come down into this sweet spot. You know what it is. That 6183. What am I trying to say? 382618. Price came down 382, didn't hit 50% exactly, but just kind of levitated its way up. So it did make a retracement. And the fact that it made a retracement is telling me that it's going to continue back higher, because it did what it needs to do. So the fact that it did do that is just showing me now that this overhead resistance right here needs to be broken, or see how price reacts here. But ultimately, this right here is what you would want to see on a crypto. On the daily time frame, this candle right here that closed above, right here, extremely strong, engulfing. Price dojied out, indecision candle. Now our next candle is opening up bullish. Nice healthy trend above the 50 moving average. This is what you want to see across the markets, not just one. You know what I'm saying? And if I go to a 4-hour time frame, I don't want to see overhead resistance above me. You don't really see it right here, but on my screen, but it's there. So different market, different chart. This definitely looks like it can easily take off. The NFT space and the different tokens in that nature, like Mana. What else we got? Sand. Still, Sand to me it's just too high for me to enter into the market, or at least with a extremely high. Let me stop telling my opinions on how I feel about the market and just talk about facts. I like spitting straight facts, and for me, Fibonacci is that. So that's why I'm just gonna stick to what I've always done and continue to draw these fibs until the market tells me and shows me what it needs to do. Right now, I see, I measured from this low to the high. I see prices in this sweet spot. It's in this 50% 618. It just looks so weird because of the way that the price is forming, but it doesn't necessarily have to go low. So if the markets are going to continue higher and making that bullish crazy run, then it's going to hold this low that it's at, and it has to hold the low. So if you're one of those people that are liking Sand and Mana and the other coins that are like this in the space, this is not a bad area. Me, I'm not gonna lie, this right here is not healthy enough. As soon as price made this bullish rally, grab my pen. When price made this bullish rally here, notice how long it stayed here. It didn't stay here for long. And now when price comes back up here, if it doesn't break that previous high right here and it makes a lower high instead, bearish market. So for me, I'm going to draw a Fibonacci. I see a play here, actually. I'm going to draw a Fibonacci from this high to this low. I'm going to extend it out. I'm going to put it on our setup here. I'm going to make it red. And pretty much I'm going to take it, I'm going to draw it. I'm going to fix it to line up with the open and closure of the candles. And pretty much what we would like to see are the bears lose this trade setup. Right now, there is a sell setup. If, you know what I'm saying, if it's going to continue to buy, then it's got to reject this sell setup. pretty much saying that it's got to raid this high and continue. So there's two things I see. There's a possibility that this is going to continue down back here, or prices are going to continue this buy opportunity off this previous low right here and continue up into here. So just too early, in my opinion, to tell. Too much, not enough confirmation, too many guesses. But I do like this trend. This is extremely healthy. See this yellow box? See how I came down here and you got a slight retracement? So slight that I'm having to edit it. Jesus. Came blue passes. Oh, I did have a resistance here. So it did exactly what it needed to do. It retraced, came into this resistance. You see how price failed to close above here? Let me hide this for a second. You see how price failed to close above these candles? Or on the far right time frame, price went above, rejected down. Came back up above, engulfed it. Big FU candle. Mitigated the highs, excluded the highs, came back, tested those highs, mitigated itself into the market, drop. Beautiful. Can't be mad, can't be mad. But I'm going to wrap this video up. Let's go ahead and give our quick run back down again. Starting on the total market cap. Right now, we are at 1.94. Expecting to see price retrace back down to 1.75. Testing this smaller bullish impulse that it made. If not, then it's going to continue to ride this bullish wave up that is riding on the 4-hour trend. It's going to continue to hold this 4-hour trend up, probably up into it's hard to say. It's hard to say, but right now we're seeing how long this 4-hour trend lasts. I'm going to actually mark that in my notes. See how long this 4-hour trend lasts, because the 4-hour trend is what's going to roll over into the daily, which is exactly what we're waiting on. So we want to see how long this 4-hour trend holds, and we will know it's no longer holding when it goes back below the 50 moving average and this yellow cloud goes back red. We pretty much need to see this red cloud right here go blue. When you stop seeing nothing but red on my screen, that's how you know we're in a bull market. There's not enough blues. We need this. We need something like this. A healthy retracement in a blue cloud. See a retracement, we're in a blue cloud, there's red cloud, there's a trend. So this is a bearish trend inside of a bullish structured overall trend. So we have a bearish retracement, let me be exact. Came back, tested the low. Then here you see how the cloud changed from red to orange. What that specifically is doing is it's breaking structure, right? Price is closing above previous resistance, SR flip. What was previous resistance here turned around and became support. SNR flip, beautiful. That's what we want to see right here. So once again, this is a total market cap. We need to see how this 4-hour trend holds. Our next key levels of interest are 1.75, and see if it's going to hold this 1.96. Bitcoin currently at 43K. We want to see same thing. See if this floor will hold. I mean, I'm going to go on the 4-hour time frame. If price were to give us a retracement back down, we need to see it hold. It has to hold. There's nothing else below. It's going to go straight down if it doesn't hold. If it holds, it needs to hold this same bullish impulse and come and test this 48,000. We need to see how it tests above 48,000 before I can get in. It needs to touch it, come back and confirm it, then we get in. 48K for Bitcoin, Ethereum, 34.25. That's too expensive. Too expensive. Let me show y'all something. Let me hide everything off the chart. Let me go to the weekly time frame. What is good to me, what I like about this on the weekly time frame is this just looks extremely bearish. And every time the market looks extremely bearish for Ethereum, this happens. So we're right now in between that in-between spot between it going massive crazy again and then it just going straight down. So we need to see price close above this candle, this zone, this 34. Oh, what do you know? That exact area that I marked, that 34.25. Crazy how I know so. We need to see price get above this previous resistance level that's over here before we can buy into the market. Here you are, it's on the 4-hour time frame. This red box that I got right here, this 34,250, the overhead resistance from over here, we need to see price climb from where it currently is. Where's my arrow? Where are my arrows? Where are my arrows? Bro, I got so many things on here. Where price currently is, we need to see price climb and hold, climb, hold, climb, hold. We need to see something like that. Right now, it is climbing and it is holding, but it's just barely holding this purple zone. See that purple box right there? That purple box is where the strength is. That purple box on Ethereum, if we measure this bullish impulse, that purple box got a hold. Now, what is good is that we've already had a lower, deeper retrace into the extension zone. We've already reached 23, right? Below 24, below 25. We've reached that area. For me, I need you to come meet me halfway now. You know what I'm saying? I need you to come meet me halfway, just a little bit. Anything above the purple is a no-no. Because in that case, you're chasing. How you've been above, this is too high. I need you to come meet me in halfway mark. Somewhere in here. You know what I'm saying? That would be great. That would be great. And hold, if it came back to like, what is this? 26 area. Price came back in here and held that. Boy, what a setup. But right now it's rejecting that. It's rejecting that 50. It's got to show me something stronger than that. Something stronger than that. So until the 4-hour trend breaks on itself, then we just got to roll with it. We just got to roll with the dust. So that's Bitcoin, Ethereum, total market cap, big three, or at least the big two with the total market cap. I guess I'd throw in Solana. Solana holding this purple zone. I want to see it come up here and test this 50 moving average. See how it does at these weekly openings over here at 140. At 140 area, we need to see how price reacts to that 140, 145. Bump it. Let's just round it to 150. 150 may be a little bit too high. 145. So let's see how price reacts to this 145. Specifically, if you were to draw an extension from this low to this high, back to this medium intermediate low, I can see that if I were to measure the replication of the move, once again, from this low to this high, make it blue because it's a buy, and then duplicate it, boom. See it completes over here in this 137 area, extend it up here. So let's actually drop it to 140. See how price reacts to 140. So that's where the extension ends, and that's where that real test is going to be. So let's see how it held there. And yeah, those are our big three. Actually, I'm going to draw. I think I still have it. Paste. I do still have it. Bada bing, bada boom. Just like that. See how price reacts there. Anyways, appreciate you. Thank you. Love and peace.